Hey, how you doing?
Hello, hello.
It's Quoth the Raven for Tuesday, July 25th, 2025. That means it is our crowdfunding discussion night and unboxings and other things as well. So what's going on with you so far, Chris, this crazy week?
Oh, so much to do. So much to do. David's got me just, well, I'm working on another trailer for him. I've got a 20-page book I'm working on. I've got a book cover I'm doing for a friend. And so, yeah, just all kinds of stuff. Not to mention reading comics for the podcast, stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it's my stuff is more off the books, away from everybody thing with comics because my father's health, but it's one appointment or another this week.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, so we got possibility of a guest here. Waiting to see what's going on here.
Hey,
Hello, Dan. How are you doing?
good man. How are you guys?
Okay. Do you know your camera's blocked out?
Yep. Give me just a second. I'm throwing everything together and getting my makeup on.
Okay.
All right.
Give me just a second.
Make yourself purty for us.
That's fine. We just wanted to make sure you knew because sometimes people don't realize that their camera's not on. Including Chris sometimes.
Yeah, I do that quite a bit. So,
All right. Give me just a second.
And there he is.
Not a total mess, right?
Right.
No, not at all.
Okay, everybody. Well, as you can see, that this says Dan Evans, Godfo Universe. And
Man, actually, I remember you from Spin.
Yeah, Scratch and Spin Records.
Scratch and Spin, yeah.
Yep.
Wonderful little place.
Yes. I happened to be going through the Indiegogos today as part of my usual weekly routine of covering Kickstarters and Indiegogos. Came across your In Demand. And I'm like, I know them.
And then you exited out.
No. No, I said, okay, I don't think I've covered that before. So let me see if, I reached out to the artist, Josh, because
yes.
And that was mostly because I didn't have you on Facebook.
Oh yeah, I'm off Facebook. I was on there for a while and I didn't keep up with it. And I'd get on there and get a bunch of messages and I just couldn't do it anymore.
I don't blame you.
Understandable. So, that was how that came about. And unfortunately, he wasn't available tonight because he was on the road.
Yep.
Apparently. So
he has a life. I just have a wife.
Well, I don't have either of those. I've got a disabled parent in tow.
Oh, there you go. I've got two kids myself. Luckily it's funny you caught me tonight. I usually can't do this kind of stuff too much. My wife and my kids are out of town because we had a contractor come in. We're doing a lot of interior work, and you can't have like a 4 or 5 year old running around while we're taking out walls and stuff,
Right.
Yeah, that's well, I guess it was meant to be that. So
thank you for joining us. We greatly appreciate you coming on.
Well, thank you, Chris. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, very nice to meet you as well.
So, Godfo Universe. This is a group of titles that you produce with Josh. The one that was on Indiegogo and In Demand, we're going to share real quick here.
I appreciate that.
And that is the Apollyon. How is it pronounced?
We usually call it Apollyon 20XX.
That's what I thought, but I wanted to make sure. Apollyon 20XX, Volume 2, lest we forget.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is In Demand. Your campaign ended officially on January 31st, 2025, but how long is this going to stay in demand?
It stays in, and usually, on Indiegogo, it will stay in as long as people are buying it.
Mm-hmm.
And for us, we usually leave it up until the next one. Okay. So the next one should be this fall. That will be for Biophile Kolga Volume 2.
Okay. And we'll get into your actual home square page as well.
Sure.
I gotta smack my cat because he wants to, I want to be attention.
So Dan,
Yep.
I have to ask. I ask this of a lot of people that come on the show for doing Kickstarters and Indiegogos. How does one produce a comic book for $856?
Well, quick note real quick is when we launched this campaign, we launched it on Indiegogo, Kickstarter, and Fund My Comic.
Okay.
And it was successful on all three of them. So the actual amount we got is nearly 3 times that much, as you see, or close to it. You could do it, I guess, for $800 or $500. First of all, I don't pay my artist. Josh and I co-own the company. He's the artist. I'm the writer. So neither one of us get paid.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
If the book doesn't make any money.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. But so there is that. Let's go ahead and go back to this. And I want to do it this way. There we go. I know that I didn't get the copies of the book when we were at the store. I don't remember what exactly happened that particular day. I had meant to, but something happened, and I just didn't get anything from anybody.
That sounds like an average day for me.
Well, no. It was very strange because usually I usually pick up other people's stuff for the very purpose of promoting them on the podcast. Yeah. So I was a little bit. I'm like, yeah, okay. But anyway, give us a little bit of the background on what this is about.
Sure. The sales pitch we do for Apollyon 20XX is it's kind of like Chris Claremont's X-Men meets Akira. It's in the near future, kind of our same time, a little bit, maybe a few decades in the future. An alien metal called Impera metal has fallen to Earth, and a secret society, we call them the Order in our universe. Terrible rich folk have monopolized it and have been using it for decades, since the early 20th century, kind of pulling strings with it. And they've experimented with people, and that's kind of how we have our in-world, we call them augments, basically our mutants. Mm-hmm. And they're escapees from the God program. The Order has been trying to use Impera metal and putting it all over society, all over the world, to influence the minds of the populace. And they're building a machine that is an AI that integrates with a human being, an augment they've created to try to make their own God.
Okay, I'm going to move him up here, Chris.
Yeah, sure. So rich people manipulating everything. Is this semi-autobiographical?
It totally is. Yeah, and the original idea, because we had the Godfather universe going for about a decade with different ideas and stories, but Apollyon really came up whenever, people started seeing how the world kind of works, I would call it topical in that sense. Mostly it deals with the idea of, can man assume that social planning position? Can man be God? It's a very philosophical book. It's very character focused. There's 6 main characters, and it's very much like the first book, Apollyon 20XX Volume 1. Each chapter is from a different character's point of view while the main events are happening. Mm-hmm. We tried to keep that a little bit in Volume 2, but it really grows. We kind of took an anime approach to it of storytelling, where it starts kind of focused and it grows and grows and grows until it becomes very, very apocalyptic. Like the world, our world in this book will end and a new one will start that starts the Godfoe universe.
Oh, okay. Very cool. I like that.
And this is Josh's art. It is a black and white book, but you're getting 100-page story, so it's like getting a regular manga, like you say.
Yeah, the first volume is 185 pages. The second volume is 100 pages. Josh puts them out like a robot, like a machine. He really does do pro-level work when it comes to getting stuff done. Like, we're not, and we always finish our books before we sell them. You don't have to wait on us when fulfillment happens. I know that's a thing in indie comics or whatever. We finish our work before they go out. Our other book, Biofoul Kolga, which can be bought on this campaign as well, is full color, and that's 100 pages, and that one is manga sized.
Mm-hmm. Okay, very cool.
Yep. And these pages that you're looking at. They have text in the book. We just wanted to show off art and kind of leave the story. You know, it kind of seems weird seeing dialogue where you don't know where it's going. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yep.
Oh, it's beautiful art, and there's something to be said about a nice black and white comic. Like I enjoy. I'm a colorist by trade, but
Nice.
I really enjoy black and white art. So.
Yeah, well, and we just decided for Apollyon, we did some color, sketches, and we did black and white. We just thought for this one that black and white kind of gritty just felt right for it. Sometimes it does,
And you're saving cost at the printer too, so.
Exactly. And Colga, Josh does all the colors for it. Like I said, it's just a 2-man team. Josh does everything. He does the inks, colors, covers, lettering, everything. We can't afford to pay someone else, even if we wanted to.
I understand completely.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It's a very it's a very emotionally heavy book. It's very strange talking about it because Josh and I grew up on comics. We all did, right? That's why we're here.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't want to do a superhero story. We wanted to do kind of books like, I'm a huge Cerebus fan. I'm a big fan of Grendel. Those kind of things. Those very long running, very heavy emotional and character focused, but there's action, of course. And Josh is like a big what was his name? He did a Weapon X, the really famous Weapon X run.
Barry Windsor Smith.
Barry Windsor Smith. He's a huge fan of him, and Josh is a big fan of. I'm so bad with names. He did the new Transformers run. He also did Tokyo Ghost.
Sean Gordon Murphy.
Yep, he's a Sean Gordon Murphy fan as well, and he really likes that kind of sketchiness. Yeah.
Yep.
And Josh is also an amazing writer, and that's actually kind of how we got up to do this kind of stuff. We met as musicians, but he's an awesome writer and artist, and we really just wanted to tell a long-form story. It'll be over in about 5 volumes. Both of our books will for this time, and then we got more books planned. But we found it was just hard in modern comics to find that beginning, middle, and end big story that actually goes somewhere and isn't just single comics, single issues. We didn't want to sell 24 pages to people for $15. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All that to say, I'm not a good marketer. I'm not a good at selling, but we put everything into these books to give people a big, cool literary and art experience. You're not going to be disappointed with these books from a technical standpoint. If someone doesn't like the story, that's fine. Taste, you can't account for taste, but you're not gonna find slack in this.
Yeah. I see a little bit of Daniel Warren Johnson in too as well.
Oh yeah, Josh is a big fan of him. He's who I was trying to refer to that did the Transformers run for the past year or two. Yep. Yeah. He did a Wonder Woman Dead Earth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say I see in the story idea and the art, I see a little bit of like Guyver inspiration too. Is that
yes? Josh is the biggest Guyver fan. Like very few people catch that.
Yeah. So yeah, but like I said, there's a lot of really cool influences in this, and you're talking about $20 for a PDF for 4 books, and that is both of the Apollyon 20XX, the what was the other one? I can't remember.
Biophile Colga. We like interesting names.
Yeah, Biophile Colga. Yeah, and
the one on the far left there with the man screaming, that's the ash can for Apollyon we did under our old publisher. That's 6 pages.
Okay.
So you're getting 185 pages with Volume 1, another 100 with Apollyon 2, another 100 with Colga. So what is that? 385 plus 6 for the ash can. You're also going to get the Apollyon 20XX Apocrypha, which is these various written and poetry and prose poetry and photography works that we do as well. It's 5 gigs of digital awesomeness for $20.
Well, you're just like giving away the farm. Holy crap!
Yeah, we're building a whole thing. I'm actually editing a novel. I finished a while back, but I'm going to go through it. We got a whole novel series, like a prose novel series, that's coming out called the Black Star series that takes place at the end of our timeline. Kolga takes place in the middle, and Apollyon takes place at the beginning. So we figured we would hit the beginning, middle, and end, and then fill out the rest of it. We've got some short films we've done. We're going to do some more of those. We got a book called Mr. Slip that's coming out that a guy we met at a convention became a fan of ours. He wrote part of the Apocrypha on one of them, and now he's doing his own kind of zine, cartoonist comic book called Mr. Slip, which is a spinoff of Apollyon 20XX that'll be coming out.
Okay. So
it's a lot.
For physical, it's 50. But again, you're talking about roughly 400 plus pages.
Correct.
So it's not like you're breaking the bank for what you're getting.
And it's a good time to get in because each campaign is going to have more books and the price is going to go up.
Yeah.
And we do sell these on our site after each campaign, but they're going to be more expensive. We try to give the best price on the campaigns.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And these are the Apocrypha. These are at least the 3 from this one. There's, I think, 5 or 6 of them so far. Mm-hmm. Those are all kind of esoteric, a little bit of theory fiction, a little bit of prose, a little bit of poetry, a little bit of photography. Like that's actually all these are photography pictures from our friend Colin Finlayson.
Hmm.
He's a wonderful photographer. So we're trying to just kind of build kind of like an art community a little bit.
Yeah, I found this quite fascinating. It's a really interesting idea. Like nobody puts out books with like prose poetry and
Mm-hmm.
like nobody does that. So it's a very unique thing.
Well, people do it. It's just that you don't see it in most comic shops because the retailers don't know how to market it.
Yep.
And they don't. It's not superheroes. I don't know what to do with this. This won't show.
Yep.
You kind of have to go to I don't know. Do you guys do any business with Quimby's or Copacetic Comics or Waste of Ink zine distribution?
I haven't heard of any of those. So no, I would love to write those down if you can get them to me.
I'll let Josh know. Because those are like the kind of stores that sell that kind of material.
Yeah.
And they might be able to either order or consign copies or something for you.
That'd be great. Well, this is going to get super esoteric, and I'm not trying to get religious or philosophical or what's the word I'm looking for? Or political. But there's a guy named Nick Land, whether you like him or not, I don't know, agree with him, but he was part of a team in the 90s that did, I think it was called SSRU. And it was like a combination of the esoteric, the religious, the philosophical, and the political. And it's this really weird, 300-page book that combines all of those things. And it's this big, grandiose work that you can't explain. And it's about like some Egyptian god Thoth, but it's also about accelerationist politics. And you can't tell when they're being ironic and when they're not. And I just love that kind of stuff. And I've got the Hermetics book over here. I've got Albert Pike's book. I've got a Catholic papal Bible here. I'm a Christian. I just love art.
Yeah, all kinds of stuff to draw inspiration from, right?
Yeah, and that's what bothers me is when I see, especially comics and manga now to this point, because I think manga's stale. I think comics are just kind of stale, and the great writers that we loved, like Jack Kirby, Steve Ditko, and if you have to say Moore, I've got a love-hate relationship with Alan Moore and Frank Miller.
Somebody else, I think.
Well, and Moore, all these different guys beyond that, those great giants didn't pull from comics. They pulled from novels they grew up with and pulp and film and radio dramas. And I'm not saying that comics don't have to do that, but you do when any medium, and I come from music, when any medium starts to feed on itself, it usually gets more derivative.
Right. Comics is very much like Ouroboros. The snake eating its own tail. Yeah.
Yeah. And you're right. That is why a lot of people are jaded and disinterested in the market. And then they say, oh, it's because the creators are woke, or it's because they're this color, or they're that race, or they're this gender, or they're that politics. And it's not it. It's that they're basically recycling their own stuff and
Mhm.
you're bored.
Oh yeah,
Right.
I don't make. That's the thing is because when you're in any comics or when you're online at all, politics always gets brought up.
Mhm.
Whatever. Like I'm an artist. I care about art over
Mhm.
everything else, and no matter anyone's political affiliation, like we got Alan Moore and we got Steve Ditko, you could not get more opposite.
Yeah,
They're
they
good
are
art. They're good artists. Like,
diametrically opposed.
yeah, I always like to say that Moore's best characters came from ripping off Ditko characters.
Yeah, that's
But
good.
wait, one of them was a Randian objectivist, and the other one was some space wizard communist, right? Like,
Yeah.
Yep. That's a great interpretation.
yeah, like he worships a snake god or something, whatever. Like, it's
Right.
just you guys seem like interesting people. Like, it's just it's easy to get bored when you talk to even artists, and their inspiration pool is so shallow. Like,
Right.
Oh, well, I think, well, am I shallow, Chris?
No, you're definitely jaded, but not shallow.
Hey, the last 5 years can make everybody jaded.
Lewis and I are like 2 years away from the get off my lawn, you damn kids.
I am too, and I'm not even 40, so I understand.
But no, it's it's more that when you go into most stores, the same stuff is always presented and marketed to you.
Yeah.
And I mean, even at Scratch and Spin, I mean, Eric's learned not to do that with me. He's like, okay, what's your order? Okay, yeah. And he's like, you always pick the coolest things I've never heard of. And I'm like, I'm like, why didn't I order more of these? I have to go back order this stuff. It's the most hilarious thing because when I do order a Marvel, which is very rare, I order a Marvel book. The last thing I ordered was that he was like, you read what? was the next big thing by Walter Mosley.
Okay.
He was only ordering 8 copies for the store. He jacked it up to 30 and sold out by promoting it. It said, Bright Raven recommends. Because everybody's like, well, he hates Marvel. I don't hate Marvel. I just kind of got tired of the same characters over and over and over and the same writers over and over and over. And
So,
so
Dan, what is your so you have unique books. You seem to have a very unique thought process and standpoint on certain things. How do you go about marketing your books, like, to the audience that?
Well, that's what he was saying earlier. He's not the best marketer.
We mostly online, mostly through Twitter, because I refuse to call it X. But sometimes my thoughts and posting, I guess, get in the way of that.
I call it the Muskrat channel personally.
I sound much meaner on Twitter than I should than I do in person.
Like
but everybody does.
I call it the Muskrat channel.
Yeah. Well, we go on streams. We got some friends. We have our own podcast. We host people and do that. We love cons. Like, we love going to places like Scratch and Spin, the local shops. It's just I've got kids and Josh is married, and it's hard to get out sometimes. I just started a Substack. We're trying to get people on that, and we met this guy named Brody. Like I said, who is doing Mr. Slip and some stuff like that. And he's a good deal younger. He's like 22, 23. And him and his friend, we're going to get them to do some advertising for us on TikTok and in real life. They've produced little zines, like really great promotional things that we can take around. We kind of what's the reference? We kind of Sisyphus ourselves because we are big fans of giving stuff away digitally, of course, but we also a lot of guys now will design their books to be read on a phone.
Mm-hmm.
We don't
Okay.
like that. We like physical media, and we're asking people to buy it, but we try to keep the prices fair. It's just, we do, like I said, we do kind of cripple ourselves a little bit purposefully because we don't want to cheapen our experience with making art and the customer's experience.
Mm-hmm.
You can make something that's easy to digest, like on a phone or webtoons or anything. It's just, to us, it just kind of feels like, okay, well, then you're just selling McDonald's.
Well,
Right.
you're also restricting yourself to the format in which you're doing it. I mean, there's
Yeah.
certain size restrictions to webtoons. There's certain
Yeah.
layout restrictions that you can and can't do because of the way that operates. So that affects how you tell a story.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And
So-
plus, oh, go ahead, Freedom.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, plus, there's just something about the old school feel of having the book in your hand,
Yeah.
and flipping through it, the smell of the comic,
Especially
it's-
newspaper print.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you do stuff on newsprint?
We don't yet. And the reason is Josh decided he didn't want to do it with his art. We have vetoing power. I have over the story. He has art. Josh wants an art decision. He gets it. And I'm not fighting him on it. Like I wouldn't. I don't know if I would prefer newspaper print. I kind of go back and forth on it.
Mhm.
Our books look good the way they're printed now. Like, we don't do the glossy pages that you can't read it in certain light.
Right.
I trust Josh. He picked out the format. I like what he's picked out.
Okay. Very cool.
Yep.
Yeah, I think you guys use a 70 to 80 pound matte finish.
That sounds probably right.
Yeah. So it's hard for me to remember because it's been a while since I saw the physical book.
How dare you not remember the pages we printed on the one time you saw it months ago?
Yeah. Well, you got to remember, I've been in this business for 33 years, so I know a lot of that sort of thing. It's like, yeah, what was that? Yeah, that's how that was.
Lewis has a mind like a steel trap. He really
No, I
does.
don't. It's rusty.
I was gonna say that, like a rusty cage.
Little Soundgarden.
Oh, thank you for getting that. Yeah, I got to see Chris Cornell before he died. It was a good experience.
Yeah, that was such a set. Like, that was the one artist that I was like truly, truly distraught about.
Yeah, that was a tragedy, and
Yeah,
took
it
his
was.
beautiful artist, brilliant sing, 4-octave range. Yeah, unbelievable.
Yeah, he was
Let's
amazing.
take a look at your other page, your store.
Sure.
And this has the biophile Kolja, which you can tell us a little bit more about.
Yeah. So Biophile Kolga takes place about 1,000 years after the events of Apollyon 20XX, when this figure known as God has successfully taken over the world. And there's a lot of nuance there. And she was part of something called the Biophile Initiative, which they found out that this being they call God isn't actually a God, that it can be subverted, that it can be defied, and the reason we call it the Godfoe universe is because in this universe, anyone who defies God is known as a Godfoe.
Mm-hmm.
Case in point. So she actually helped stage a cultural revolution of sorts. And a lot of the members of it were able to flee and get off the planet. But she stayed behind. She grew old. And she was planning to die when she encounters this artifact that was made by God that restores her youth to herself. And she starts to realize that things that she thought, like how the world works, it actually kind of doesn't, and that maybe her actions were maybe more detrimental than she thought. And it sounds very strange because this is an interesting part. It's a story of an old woman in a young body reliving the sins of her life while she's fighting witches and other horrific things that are trying to get this artifact she has.
That's actually a really cool idea. I like that.
Well, thank you. We're very open about this. All the magic in our series is science based. It's just been so long that people have forgotten that it was at one point it wasn't magic. If that makes sense.
It does.
Well,
Yep.
that makes perfectly logical sense. That's why Asimov says anything that's sufficiently technology is magic.
Oh yeah. And
So-
that disconnect just gets as the timeline goes, and there's many apocalypses that happen over our timeline over thousands of years, because that's how history works. The fall of Jerusalem was an apocalypse for the people there.
Mhm.
The magic system, this imperial metal, it becomes old metal by the time that people know about it. And the way the magic system kind of works is that it's basically telepathy. Like, imagine Professor X globally on steroids, and everyone has access to it on some level. It's
Mhm.
basically that thoughts and intentions can shape the world.
Mhm.
But
Okay.
yeah, but of course that means anyone who is strong enough can bend the will of others around them. And it just becomes like, what they find out is that there's a reason for the order in the way of things, because chaos happens very quickly. So you're kind of in a catch-22 in this magic system.
Okay. Now this, when you go to the actual page here, I'm
Yep.
gonna go to the here and get a banner post up here real quick.
So, do you have a Bible for this? For your all your books, like, like if this happens, then this happens, or this is always like this. I mean, do you
We
have
do.
like okay,
Yeah, Josh and I have talked about this stuff for about 10 years now.
okay,
Yep.
very
And
cool.
this is the page, godflowuniverse.com.
Thank
And you can actually go and get and read the first chapter of Biohawk Kolja free. And again, this is also gives you a free part of the Apollyon 20XX
Yep.
for both Chapter 1 and Chapter 2. So that are Volume 1 and Volume 2. So you can actually get a preview before you order.
Yeah, and Chapter 1 of Apollyon Volume 1, I think, is like 38 pages or something like that. It's a pretty hefty read for free.
Yeah.
Yep. And we always include the apocryphas for free to read after the campaigns. You can buy them on the campaigns and actually own the PDFs for like $1. We keep them cheap because we're going to put them up here for people to read free. If you scroll down, and we just I know it's quote unquote bad business or whatever, but we like giving people stuff to read. Like, we want to create a site in a universe that 12-year-old us would have absolutely geeked out over.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
The internet should feel cool again. It shouldn't just be 4 websites controlled by one guy.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
So your books, just to reiterate, your books are predominantly direct to consumer, like, or are you in shops, or?
We were part of, and I forget their name now. It was the guys who did not Power Girl. What was her name? Was it Antarctic Press?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, we were in discussions with them, and then Diamond collapsed.
Okay, all right. So you were talking to Ben.
Yes, Ben. It wasn't him in general. It was the guy who worked under him that was one of their top guys, and I've got the email. But yeah, I know Ben's work.
Yeah, you're talking.
And they seemed they were very nice. They were very nice guys, and they sent us a message back like, "Hey, we're Diamond collapsed. We don't know what we're gonna do moving forward. We'll be in touch." And it was very polite, very nice.
Mm-hmm. We're familiar. We've
had
extensive talks with Ben in recent times over this whole situation with Diamond and stuff. So
that's a shame.
Yeah. Well, it's not just Antarctic; it's everybody.
Yeah.
And I tried to warn them back before Diamond even announced the bankruptcy that, hey, this is coming. You need to get your stuff out of there. But they didn't listen to me. But yeah, the reason they didn't listen is because they didn't know where to go.
Yeah, it was a monopoly basically.
Mm-hmm. Well, right. It's not that there's really a monopoly. I mean, there's other alternative distributors. It's a question of whether or not the retailers are going to use it or not.
Yeah, right.
That's the thing. And so many retailers are like, I don't want to do the extra paperwork or keep track of all the budgeting and the shipping and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, that's part of retailing. Eric doesn't have that problem, that attitude, because he has all the business for the toys and the records and all the other stuff that he carries to the store. So he already uses 8 distributors. He's like, what's one more? You know? But,
Right.
I just like how everyone who disagrees with me has that same voice.
yeah. What was that again?
Everyone who disagrees with me too also has that same voice.
yeah.
Well, luckily we have some people stepping up. That some new distributors that are stepping up that are primarily focusing on independent creators. So I hope something comes of that.
I need to check them out. We've got some stuff on the back end, some potential opportunities that I'm not going to talk about here because we're still working them out.
Sure.
Right. Yeah.
We're very, I hate using this term, but we're very punk rock in our approach. We want 100% creative control. We really like we were signed with a publisher at one time. I'm not going to drop their name. We had a falling out. We have some NDA stuff. They weren't big, and I don't want to badmouth them or the people in it, but we had differences. They wanted to control our website. Wanted to put ads on it, wanted to sell our books for considerably marked up price, considerably marked up shipping price. Some cultural differences. We're from the South, they're from the North, no offense, but like sometimes personalities are different. We're a little bit more soft-spoken, and Yankees tend to be a little bit louder, more aggressive.
Yes, we do.
Hey, I'm from South Carolina. I get we started the war.
No, I completely get it. I lived in the South for quite a few years, so.
Yep. Yeah. We speak slowly and usually more passive aggressively.
What was it you said? Nothing.
Yeah, right. Bless your heart. That's what I said.
Bless your heart. Yeah. Love it. So a little off the comics topic, you mentioned that you do short films.
Yes.
Oh, yes. You want me to show that, don't you?
Sure. At the bottom.
What kind of short films do you do? We
tend to do black and white. It's the same. The photographer friend of ours that works for the Apocrypha stuff is also the cinematographer. And right now, the current ones we're doing are in the Apollyon 20XX era. And they're very Lynchian. That's the way I would describe it. So we can just watch this. That's fine. It's very short.
Wow. Like, that really grabs you.
Thank you.
That was fantastic. That's better than 99.9% of the stuff on Tubi.
Well, Colin will be happy to hear that. He is a brilliant artist. He did all that with a lamp, basically, and a table.
Mm-hmm.
That is fantastic.
Well,
Well,
thank you.
I would, on a side note, I would really like to talk to you after the show,
Sure.
because I'm a video editor
Oh,
and I'm looking to expand my portfolio. So I would love to talk to you about some stuff
sure, man.
if you have time. All right,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. So I mean, there's always stuff going on with him. I'm more stuck in. I wouldn't say stuck. I tend to stay in the publishing fields myself, but
Okay.
yeah,
I might need to pick your brain then, because I'm an artist. I am very bad at the rest of this stuff.
yeah.
I always say that is Lewis's superpower. He knows more than anybody else in the room.
Well, please stop saying that.
He does. He knows stuff, man. He knows people. Yeah, he knows stuff. So he's a good person to have to pick the brain of.
Yeah. It's like, yeah.
Well, we've got some. Do you guys use Discord at all?
I have not.
I'm on there sometimes. Yes.
Okay. I don't really use it, but we did make a server. We share some behind the scenes and exclusive stuff in there. We've got some cool artists in there. I'll send you guys both a link if I can. I'll get both of your emails after this.
Very cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Alrighty. So when does this? So this is in demand until your next issue, which will be later this summer. You said.
Yeah, late summer, early fall.
Okay. So there is time to support it and give it a chance.
So, partially for me and for other people that don't know, so in demand, it just means that there's no time limit on contributing to it.
Basically it's a storefront.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we try to leave it up until the next one because it's the best deal anyone's going to get. Like whenever, if someone doesn't buy like the $50 bundle now, it's going to be at least $10, $15, $20 more to get all those books from us, from our site.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And
Or at a con,
And if you were to do distribution discount for a retailer for bulk order, what is your minimums and stuff like that? Do you know?
We used to do a minimum of 3.
Mm-hmm.
If we could get it up to 8 to 10, I'd greatly appreciate that. We try to start small. I mean, our books are big. That's what I'd like to talk about. I need to talk with some more people in the business. Is we sell basically graphic novels as opposed to single issues. And I don't know if the average person goes into a store anymore to buy anything other than, a back issue of their favorite cover. I don't mean that derogatorily. I mean, that's why I go into comic stores now,
It depends on the person. I mean, I'm constantly buying. I pre-order all my stuff, and it's almost all graphic novels.
yeah. If I buy a physical copy, it's going to be a graphic novel or a trade paperback. So
yeah,
unless it's a cover. Unless it's a cover, I want to put on my wall. That's what I do as well.
Well, I shouldn't say that. I usually do blanks for that because I'm going to make the cover.
I did. I picked up because Angel is my favorite X-Men character, so if he's on any cover, I'll pick those up. That's like my main exception. I've got X Factor number 14 up there, his first appearance.
Mm-hmm. As Archangel, yeah.
Yeah, Archangel's my boy.
Very cool.
He has beaten Wolverine. I will say that.
Well, so was a whole lot of other people.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, but before he became God, he used to be able to actually get his ass beat.
Yeah.
I love the first Sam Keith, that first appearance of Cyber, where Cyber gutted him and made him have a psychedelic experience. That changed my whole vision of comics when I was a little kid. Was that issue?
I am a Sam Keith geek. I love Sam Keith.
I made the mistake of reading the Max as a kid, and I was like, "There's a lot in here I don't understand."
Right? That art style is heartbreakingly beautiful. It
is. Everything from the inks to the colors and the pencils, everything. I don't know. I don't know how he did it. I mean, that I used to drool over. I've got the first 100 issues of Spawn, like McFarlane and Capullo, and I don't know how they did it, especially the color at the time. It's brilliant. McFarlane can't write to save his life, but man, that dude could draw.
Yes, he can. Yep.
Joey Joe, and you remember Joey from Scratch and Spin, right?
Maybe.
Short black gentleman.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Yeah, who worked there. He says 1 million comics collectors will prove you wrong. It's tons of them that still buy singles issues weekly.
Nice. Hey, I'm not going to disparage it.
Yeah, no, we're not disparaging it.
I'm just not paying $5 for a single issue right now.
I don't blame you. Don't blame you.
What did it for me, man? I don't think this is controversial, but I'll say it. It was Tom King. It was his Batman Catwoman run that I bought for the covers because they were brilliant. They had the Phantasm on them. And 6 issues in, I was like, this story sucks. I'm not paying $5 for another comic ever again.
Well, I can't say. I mean, yeah, I left a long time ago as far as the general weekly magazines, and back when they were still under $2 a mag for bad stories. So, I mean, I don't think the price tag necessarily is the factor necessarily. If you're really that dedicated to following the characters, I think it just, wherever you hit that story, whoever writes it or draws it, that just alienates you just enough is what it is. And that doesn't mean you won't ever come back. I mean, I've read the occasional story arc. Oh, here's a good team I actually like. I'll read that arc, but it's become increasingly rare as the generation we grew up with have phased out, or they've aged out, or sadly are no longer with us. And not to say that the modern people that are coming in are lesser, they're just not clicking, with me as a reader as much.
Right.
And
which is why you're not chained to the mainstream.
Right.
We can't be anymore. It's the same characters, and I mean, I know they're on a pedestal, but they do deserve it. And there are many ones that came after them, but for the big two, you had Moore and Miller, who I think both of those guys did try to make something new with old characters.
Right.
And both of them say that they got shot down for it, even though it was successful. Mm-hmm. Whether that's they're old and bitter or whatever, they both make that claim. I don't think you get that like this. And those are two very different guys. Like,
sure.
I think that happens.
There's a lot of people who did similar things, but Miller and Moore were the two that were put way above everybody else's pedestals. For what they did. And that's not a disparaging thing or a slight on any of their work or anything like that. It's more that people should have given more attention to other writers and artists as well at that same time. There was a lot of creativity going on in the scene. And unfortunately, because we had a focal point on this very narrow bandwidth, everybody started doing the same thing as that very narrow bandwidth.
Well, so. and this is a controversial statement, but I lived through it, and you guys definitely did too. Like, Image, for what it was, also kind of ruined comics.
Oh, that's not controversial. That's okay. A fact.
Well, in indie comics, it's kind of controversial because there's a lot of Image light in indie comics. Like, these guys could draw, but none of them could write. Mm-hmm. And only one of them kept the company going, and that's because he made toys. Mm-hmm. And it kind of, I don't know, it kind of broke a lot of things, I think, where we just now, like, Image wasn't this. I got blocked by Rob Liefeld for saying this.
God, Rob blocks everybody. Like, yeah.
And I don't mean that mean. I've blocked people before if they're awful,
Oh, but you tell Rob he's got light brown hair instead of dark brown hair, he'll block you. I mean, it's he
was talking about that they won't let artists be writers anymore. Like, Rob, like, Image kind of proved that artists can't write.
Well, no, it's not that they won't. It's not that they won't let the artists be the writers anymore.
Yeah.
When you have, it's who's editing and it's who's in charge of different things. Yeah, that's true. But Valentino,
That is true.
And Valentino was a decent writer. For Guardians of the Galaxy.
He was a better writer than an artist, in my opinion.
You just didn't care for the older Silver Age, early Bronze Age style compared to the rest of them. I think I actually like Guardians of the Galaxy better than anything Robert Todd did.
Well, Image's biggest hits weren't Spawn. It's Walking Dead and now Invincible. Mm-hmm. And I don't mean it mean because I can't draw a stick figure, but neither one of those books were like superstar art, really. And I'm not a big Robert.
Became a superstar.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. Like if you compared it to, I guess like McFarlane or Jim Lee back in the day, no one would.
That has to do with what was going on in terms of how they were marketed and how much money the Image partners had to pay Gareb Shamus to tell everybody that they're the greatest thing since life. Yeah, I mean, if there was no Wizard magazine, those guys would have been dropped off after 2 years, maybe 3.
Well, I'm not a Robert Kirkman fan, but his stories. Is it should or shouldn't?
Should not be.
Okay, good. I'm not. But his stories clearly resonated with people more than the average Image book or even the average Marvel and DC book because they were successful to some degree. I'm not saying they're good, but people clearly liked them, you know.
Well, again, Image is the imitative age of comics, as I call it. And there was Dead World before there was The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of stuff that's in The Walking Dead that is clearly derived from Dead World. And Image actually had publishing options for Dead World before Kirkman was ever involved in the company. And they had to get permission from Gary Reed to let him publish The Walking Dead.
Wow.
So there you go. If they had just held with their original obligations, there would have been no Walking Dead.
Right. As far as I'm concerned, Kirkman owes Vince Locke some money.
He owes Vince Locke. He owes Stuart Kerr and Ralph Griffith Estate and Gary Reed Estate.
Right. Yeah.
This is the superficial part of me that broke the fiction. Like I don't like Kirkman's writing, first of all. But what set me off superficially about The Walking Dead was I was reading it and then I had to pause and go, "It takes place in Georgia." Like I'm supposed to believe zombies somehow made it through Atlanta alive. Dude, I couldn't make it through Atlanta alive. The second you see zombies, you're gonna have like good old boys and gangsters teaming up to kill these things from front porches. Like there's no way guys with like 4-wheelers and trucks are not taking the day and killing those zombies for day one. Like California, maybe, not Georgia. Like there would be guys with dogs, like and 4-wheelers, just mowing them down, and it would be like the best day of their life. Like, was that a zombie or a crack kid? I don't know. Like
the zombies couldn't get through the traffic in Atlanta. They wouldn't survive the traffic.
No, like, that's what I was just reading and it zoomed out, and I was like, Atlanta, Georgia, like. I don't think a tiger could live through Atlanta, Georgia.
Well, they get lost in all the way the
Atlanta, Georgia is the only place I've been where like the chef will make you the best meal while he's stabbing you. Like,
yeah,
the bellhop at the 5-star hotel will rob you. Like,
all right, again, go to the.
That's funny.
Let me see here. Where's that? Again, godfouniverse.com.
Yeah.
Or you can go to the in-demand site. And the links for all of our Indiegogo demands and Kickstarters tonight are going to be in the description of this video as well.
I appreciate that. I would encourage people. It's an interesting world. We're trying to do a lot with it. It's not for the squeamish. I don't mean that in that it's gory. It's just the ideas. I've lost friends over this. I like exploring ideas from multiple angles. I'm trying to put this delicately because we're in a pernicious period in human history.
You're always, if you're writing from different perspectives, you're always going to come up with something that's offending somebody.
Yeah, I like having as much of a neutral approach to philosophy, religion, and politics as possible.
Sure.
And I don't mind exploring uncomfortable parts of that. I'm a devout Christian. I have certain ways of viewing certain things. Like I think there's objective truth, and I've had like discussions on that. But I like having those discussions, and I think people like those kind of things. When you read older things, like everyone knows Moore's political beliefs, but you can read Swamp Thing, and he's going into all these esoteric ideas.
Right.
I say all that to say, like in Volume 1, Ox, she was part of the Russian Red Guard when she was younger. So she came from a communist background.
That's this character right here?
No, that's Maria. She was actually sold to the CIA's MK Ultra honeypot program. Her story is even darker. Colt was kind of a farm boy raised by KKK members. And they all have this experience of ideological possession, and that's how Zero, the guy with the silver skull right there, that's kind of how he unites them actually. And Volume 1 delves into that deeply, this idea of people who were influenced by this kind of stuff are still easily influenced by it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And they're trying to find individuality while their brains are all shared amongst each other. And Chuni, the girl on the left there, she survived a Islamic extremist attack after her family was murdered. The guy in the mask on the right above the albino girl, he was part of the Chinese Red Guard, the Maoist Red Guard. They were cryogenically frozen. That's how they're coming from different points in history. Ox is in the bottom right, and she was actually part of something called the Cerber Unit, which was an early use of augments that were basically used as enforcers to kill other augments.
Okay.
And the dog's a dog, and he's awesome.
Well, he's not just a dog. I mean, he's like a cyborg.
Yeah, I think we called him an imperial hybrid. So it really is getting into the emotional and intellectual side of people who have survived basically cult levels of indoctrination and the vulnerability that comes with that. And there's also a ton of violence in it. So it's not boring. I mentioned I was a fan of Cerebus, but it's not pages of text between pictures.
Right. So this is a very big idea, philosophical, existential story.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's basically the examination of man. Can man be God? And because we see that throughout history, that's what always happens. There's always a pharaoh. There's always a Caesar. There's always, what is it about human nature that always tries to build basically this avatar of the divine, one overall? And now these people have the ability to actually do that. They actually could make a secular messiah of sorts.
Okay.
Yeah, I really liked Orwell's definition of, or not definition, but examination of what was essentially became postmodernism in O'Brien, which is there's nothing but power. If there's no truth, there's nothing but power. And I find those ideas fascinating. And like I said, I discuss some of this stuff sometimes online on Twitter, and everyone always sounds meaner on Twitter, and I don't mean to. It's just these are fascinating discussions, and we're seeing it played out in real time all the time. Like
absolutely.
Yeah. And I think people, you are there to have the conversation.
Yeah.
You're not there to say, I'm right, you're wrong.
Yeah. I love debate. Like, I don't like angry yelling, but I like discussion. Yeah.
Exactly. I can see that from what you're expressing. Most people online cannot differentiate between someone who just wants to have social discourse about a topic that's interesting and have different opinions and hear what you have to say and think about what other people have to say, because that expands your worldview. They think, oh, everybody's like, no, I got to prove I'm right. I got to prove I'm right.
Right.
And that truncates the discussion.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it always seems to devolve into a straw man, personal attack, insult, that it always devolves into that.
And it's hard. Like I've been on there for like 4 years, and it's still hard not to, or you'll mean something as a joke, or you might mean it as a wink, or even like a little jab, but it just, you got to stop yourself and think, like, does that make sense in text format?
Mm-hmm.
And you do have to stop yourself.
It's not a question about does it make sense. It's, does this statement have multiple interpretations, and can it be interpreted in a way that's negative or misconstrued of what you actually intended?
Yeah.
And that can be really difficult to find sometimes.
Yeah. Things sound much harsher in text than they do with a vocal inflection and eye contact. Yeah.
Which is why we have emojis.
I didn't grow up on 4chan, so I didn't get used to /s or whatever for sarcasm or whatever it is. Yeah. Thank God I didn't grow up on 4chan.
Right? Yeah. That's a scary place.
Or Reddit. So there's that. But no, it's just I don't know. I love talking to people, and I love physical media. I don't have to think it. We know that if you don't own it, you don't own it.
Right.
And I don't think I'm ahead of the curve. I just know my own heart. And my thing is, like, I can go to a used bookstore. I bought Beowulf. I bought Leaves of Grass, and all these other classics. You can have for like $3 a piece at a used bookstore.
Sure.
And I'm going to ask someone to buy 24 pages of a superhero comic for $5 to $6. That doesn't make sense to me.
And it's not even a complete story.
Yeah, I mean, I've got Crime and Punishment for like $2 right up here. Like, you can read Dostoevsky for nothing, and that's what kind of hurts me. Is like,
I see what you're saying, but it's also kind of a non-compatible, because you're talking about classic literature versus pop media fluff.
Yeah.
To begin with.
I want to kind of blur or eliminate that border.
Sure, you want to find that in between, and I dig that. I've been there, done that.
And look at me now.
as you said earlier, you mentioned McDonald's, like, so the classics are like a steak dinner, and modern comics are like McDonald's. It's junk food.
Well, I don't think you get New Gods without Kirby's lust for mythology.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah, I don't think it has to be. I'm not throwing him under the bus. I know he's got enough trouble as it is. It doesn't have to be pretentious Neil Gaiman writing with a million references to some obscure poem that we know he didn't read. Like, it can be something cool like Kirby, or something like it. It doesn't have to be more and Miller.
All superhero fiction has mythological construct. I mean,
I got in trouble on Twitter for calling Superman a Christ figure, and I do think he is. I know who wrote him. I get the Moses allegory. I still made the point.
He is very much a Christ figure.
Thank you
very much. Oh my goodness! How could you not see that?
I'm not going to bat for that. It's just Superman. Yeah,
especially after Death of Superman.
Yeah. I'm also a big Snyder fan, so we can go down that controversy too.
Well, yeah.
I don't think he's the best writer. I think he's a great filmmaker.
Okay. Did you watch the new Superman?
Not yet.
Okay. Do you plan to?
Maybe when it's on Amazon Prime.
Okay.
I don't really get to leave my house much. The last movie I saw in theaters, I think, was Black Adam, and I loved it. I loved Black Adam. It was an episode of Dragon Ball Z for 2 hours.
Well, our theater has giant reclining seats. They're heated. Like you get in those seats
Yeah.
and you never want to leave them. Like
I got 2 kids, man. I'm gonna fall asleep if I do that. Like,
exactly.
I shouldn't say that. I took my daughter to see Totoro, my neighbor Totoro, last year.
Okay.
Yeah, which
What
I
did
love. I love the Miyazaki films.
What did she think of it?
Oh, she loved. That's her favorite movie. We started that when she was sick a lot. When she was 2, we wanted something calm that wasn't crazy, that didn't have a lot of merchandise. So we went with Totoro. And I was like, okay, well, she's not going to see advertisements for Totoro. And she absolutely loved it. It's her favorite film ever. And then I ended up buying her Totoro merchandise, which is considerably much more expensive than
It was so
American media.
rare. Yeah. Yep. Well, that is what it is.
Yeah, it is, and I know there's the manga versus comics debate. I'm not interested in that. I love anime, certain
It's
types
all
of
the same to
anime.
me.
Yeah.
I think the key for manga is there's a beginning, middle, and end to almost every
Yep.
series. And American comics, particularly corporate owned, don't understand that these characters have to find their conclusion, and you have to create new characters or pass the baton to new people to take over the personas, and the characters that you and I grew up with need to go bye-bye.
Yeah. Well, again, not to keep harping on him, but like Miller gave the quintessential beginning and end of Batman, Year
Right.
One and Dark Knight Returns, and those keep selling.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
Sure.
Because Hal Jordan should be like what 95.
Well, he might be played by Tom Cruise, so I prefer Kilowog anyway, so like it doesn't matter to me.
Can we just get rid of all the Al Jordan and the Mood Ring Brigade's nonsense and just get back to real Green Lantern?
Yeah, I enjoyed part of Rage of the Red Lanterns. I enjoyed part of Blackest Night, but it's like we've got all this stuff now, and there's all these people. I can't keep up with it.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean,
Green Lantern is basically like you said, mood rings. I mean,
yeah.
Yeah, and it wasn't that before. That was just Jeff Johns' boy doing whatever he was doing, whatever drugs he was on that day.
I did enjoy the Sinestro Corps. I think they're a cool addition. Mm-hmm. But I love Sinestro. He's one of my favorite villains ever. He's got a giant head.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just I don't know.
I think missed potential is the definition of modern comics. I mean.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's just there's so much cool stuff they could have done, even with the movies, even with X-Men, and they never do it. It's never as cool as it could be, and the stories are there, and they somehow crap all over them, and I don't get it.
Right? Or sometimes they just come like so close, and you're like, oops, slipped right out of my hand.
I love New Mutants. That movie sucks, and I love it because it's at least kind of different than the other stuff.
I really enjoyed that. So
yeah,
I don't know. I mean, I don't think it sucked, but I mean,
I love it, but I think it sucks.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of, I mean, yeah, I mean,
sometimes off the beaten path is great. I mean, we just watched Hellboy, the Crooked Man.
Oh, was it good?
It was really good for what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a low budget movie, but it did it well, and it actually followed an actual story. So
that's cool. I mean, I enjoyed the first 2 original Hellboy movies. I think Del Toro did a good job.
Right, and all the Hellboy movies are decent and entertaining for what they are, but the Del Toros and the one with
the guy from Stranger Things.
Yeah, Michael Harper.
Stranger Things.
Yeah.
I don't know his name either.
yeah, right. But anyway, they aren't Mike Mignola Hellboy. They're the other director's Hellboy. Crooked Man is a Mignola Hellboy. So if you like the Mignola content, it is very close to the actual Crooked Man series story arc. There's a few minor changes for the film, but nothing that should upset you that much. Let's put it that way.
Well, sometimes I think that works. I mean, Constantine is beloved now. And when it came out, it wasn't kind of accepted as a comic book movie. And as time goes on, people are like, oh man, Constantine's actually a good standalone movie.
Mm-hmm.
It is, if it wasn't named Constantine.
Yeah, it's definitely not John Constantine, but
like I'm still upset that they haven't worked Matt, what's his name, into be like the big screen, because I'm sorry, he's my Constantine.
Yeah, that's the shock. I think if people see the Keanu Reeves one, which I think is cool, and then they pick up a book and it's like, this is not the same guy,
right?
By any stretch of the imagination,
right.
I would have loved to get a Justice League Dark film, like a live action one. That I don't know. I would have loved my dream thing when they were actually making books. Like, man, I would, if they had to do another Wolverine movie, I would love to see him and Alpha Flight like taking on either Wendigos or Omega Red in like the Soviet winter of forest or something, and make it like a pseudo horror film. You could have like either Wendigos at night coming in, or you could just have those tentacles ripping through the forest and killing people. Like, there's such
that would be cool.
Yeah, but I'm really biased towards Omega Red. He's one of my favorite villains. But maybe we'll get Deadpool 4 or 5. Maybe we'll get that.
Yeah.
Deadpool and Logan are the two comic book movies that my wife actually sat down and watched with me.
Logan's
she refuses to watch anything else.
I still think that the Logan clone should have been Sabretooth.
Yeah, that would have been great.
And they could have, with that character, they could have gotten rid of Caliban completely and had Sabretooth tracking Logan while he's chained up, and then when he gets to him at the end, like, he could just rip the chains off, and he was using the guards or something to get to Logan. There's cooler ways to do it than a clone.
Right. Yep. Absolutely. Yep.
But okay. I don't know.
Yeah, that's all right. We've been talking with Dan Evans of the Godfall universe.
Well, thank you.
His series is called Polygon 20XX. Again, Volume 2, lest we forget, it's on Indigo Demand. And if you don't want to try there, go to www.godfalluniverse.com. We do have some other campaigns that we need to promote. You want to hang out with us and talk about them as we look at them, or you want to catch us after the show, or what do you want to do, Dan?
I'll hang out for a little bit. I've got some time, and I don't want to interrupt anybody, but I do want to get y'all's your emails real quick while you got them on the screen real quick.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, no problem.
And if I can't talk later tonight after the show, I'll hit you up in the email. I'd love to talk with you more, Chris.
Okay, cool. Yeah, cool. Absolutely.
All right, let's go ahead and start sharing a little bit of these other these other Kickstarters and stuff. Come on. All right, we talked about this last week. It's called Gralshore and Shanks Fantasy Mystery Detectives. War Detective and his Orc Steward solve grisly murder mysteries. It's Lord of the Rings meets Sherlock Holmes meets Knives Out. They got 11 days to go. They've passed their goal of 5,000 with 226 backers. Let's see what they have to say.
That's impressive.
9 have been slain. At first, we thought it was some wild animal, hunting and devouring our people. But each sighting further confirmed our greatest fear. It has a taste for our blood now. It hunts us. What kind of dwarf would trade a battle axe for a tailor's thread? The Graldor I would speak with is the warrior, the adventurer, the monster hunter. And I would speak with him now.
In Gralshore and Shanks, we blend the epic fantasy of Lord of the Rings with the mystery and clever twists of Knives Out or Sherlock Holmes. This new series follows a dwarf named Von Gralgor and his grumpy orc companion Arlog Shanks as they unravel crimes and confront classist systems in a rich, high fantasy world.
We're not just detectives. They embody the spirit of friendship and teamwork in a land completely ruled by chaos.
I've been friends with artist Joe Mulvey for over a decade, and I'm thrilled to finally be working on a project like this with him.
I'm absolutely thrilled to be working with John Lees on this series. He's my Scottish brother from another mother, and I also can't wait for all of you to be able to check out Grover and Shanks come along on this adventure with us. Expect action, humor, and heart with the occasional grizzly murder.
Rawgore and Shanks is a double-sized 64-page standard American-sized comic book containing 2 feature-length Rawgore and Shanks mysteries. This campaign includes a number of covers to choose from, drawn by Joel Mulvey, as well as limited edition variants, including a blank artist edition sketch cover, a gold foil stamped cover, a C.P. Wilson plush-style variant, and an Adam Cahoon wraparound virgin variant, as well as lenticular covers, metal covers, and more. Throughout the campaign, you'll also have a chance to snag some original art by Joe Mulvey and can be drawn into the series in a cameo role. Since 2012, Comics Tribe has funded more than 39 successful Kickstarter campaigns, so you can back with confidence when you select one of our amazing rewards because this team always delivers.
Your support on Kickstarter will help us bring Grogor and Shanks to life by helping us fund a large print run, make cool collectibles, and bring this book into the world.
We really can't wait to take you on this thrilling ride. It's going to be filled with action, fantasy, adventure, and mystery. So don't miss it.
What are you waiting for? Hop on the wagon and back Grogor and Shanks Book 1 on Kickstarter today. Hi, it's your pal John Lees. Do you like orcs? Look, I rolled a nat 20 persuasion. That means you have to buy it.
Have
I
fun
love that
trying to
part.
not see the. It's like a laser pointer. Where is it? Where's it going? It looks like I have a monocle. Oh, that's what I should have got for this video, a monocle.
This new series follows a dwarf named Von Grogor and his grumpy. I fucked up already. Right, I'll try that again. Right, start off. Take 2.
I was kind of hesitant until I heard his accent.
Yeah, that accent is something else, isn't it?
I'm glad they had subtitles.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah,
Yeah, this looks like a fantastic book.
yeah. And again,
And this is right up my alley. So
yeah. And of course, you got the variant covers and stuff. I'm sitting here going, this is interesting, And of course, these guys have already been doing different books. I mean, Joe Mulvey's done Thundercats. John Lees has done Sink and Hotel for Comics Tribe and other publishers as well. So these guys are actual, experienced professionals. They're not nobodies. That helps a lot. The coloring is very cel shady to me. Would you
Yes.
agree with that, Chris? Yeah.
absolutely.
And I think that's quite interesting because it really kind of makes the characters more cartoony than the pencils and artwork necessarily would do black and white.
Which I like though, because it kind of adds a lightness to it, especially since there is gore and murder and everything else, some dark topics
Yep.
like this.
I'm kind of like, do they like? How do they make that work?
Well, I hate Fairyland did it.
Yeah, but it's funny though.
Yep. I gotta tell you, I thought the names were different. I thought Grelgor was going to be the orc, and Shanks was
Right.
going to be the dwarf.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now you see it, open, back to back pages. That that looks like it's gonna be a really good design. And 64 pages is a good.
Yeah, that's considerable.
Yes.
Especially for color. That's pretty considerable.
That's the R20, 23. We're talking about 100 copies print run. Is what it's saying. So if they're only going to print 100 copies, well, then that $23 makes sense.
Yeah. It gets cheaper as you print more.
Right. So they do a little bit of that, and they got limited quantities of these special variant covers. So that makes a difference on what you can pledge. I don't know which one's the regular variant. What is it? Oh, pardon me. Let me go find out what the regular variant is. No, the regular one is $23. Okay, well, again, if they're only going to print 100 copies, right?
Right.
Yeah. I don't know. That's an interesting thing there, but because the gold foil is 28. Okay, it makes sense. A UV plush cover. I don't know what a plush cover is actually, but I guess it has like a texture out that goes like a bubble outside the regular flatness of the page or something on the cover. Maybe
like the old kids books. Oh, feel this! It's a caterpillar.
Okay.
Okay.
There's the lenticular cover.
Yep. And then a metal cover. Now, I like that they give a retailer bundle. 10 comics for $125.
Yeah.
That's like $12.50 a book, and they're selling. You're asking me to sell for 25, so or 23. So they're going to make profit on their books, presumably, and they give free U.S. shipping. So retailers take note of that. Of course, international is not included, and that's basically because, well, we can't do international shipping for free the way our
That's ridiculous. It's insane. Like shipping internationally is ridiculous. I think we priced it once. We had a guy from Australia try to buy it, and it was like, oh my gosh, I think $90. Something ridiculous.
Oh yeah. You have to work out a deal where, like, hey, you pay the shipping.
Yeah, I mean, he ended up not doing it, which I didn't blame him. I told him, I don't blame you if you don't buy this.
Right. And you can get a sketch cover by the artist Joan Mulvey. You can get all 7 covers for $265. So I mean, there's they got good things. You can get a 20 bundle for $325. I mean, they do a good amount of setup for this.
And yes, Joey, we did cover this last week. We're just checking back to see how they're doing.
Yep, we did cover this book. Yep, and that's what we were doing. We're just checking to make sure it was doing well and seeing how it was. And if you remember last week, it was only at 3,000.
Nice.
Right.
And so now where it's at, they're going to get the goal, and they've still got 11 days. So hopefully they're going to get probably 12, maybe 13. That's what we'd like to see for these guys, if it's possible. So we'll see. There's that one. Okay. Our next one for the night, if it will let me do it, is Orgrest. The Storm Before the Tears. This one has 16 days to go with 103 backers. It too has passed its goal of 7,500. You're actually getting a whole prequel story. And it's based on the hit video game and Netflix animated series Walk Through. as you can see, there's like multiple books there.
I meant to tell you that I'm about 3/4 of the way done with a video game for one of our books.
Oh, okay.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah. The tragedy.
We'll have to talk about that
First.
in the future.
Cool.
When that's ready and you can share it more.
Oh yeah.
Again, this is from Narrowbellum Productions. You guys have seen me promote a lot of their books, the hardcovers from Europe, from Magnetic Press. That's the same people.
Nice.
So if you've seen my show where I promoted various things like, oh geez, I can't remember all the names of them now. But all those European hardcovers that I promote heavily, like Tao Bang and stuff like that, were from this company. Let's see what they got. You get a Chaos Collector. You get all 5 volumes inside a slipcase, limited edition. It's numbered with a foil stamp book plate. You get a keychain, and you get digital copies. That is 1,000 pages of story for $135.
And a slipcase says, "We have money."
Mm-hmm. Well, not really, but
Those slipcases are expensive.
That's a
Yeah.
good deal.
yeah. Of course, the shipping is not included, and that'll be collected by your backer kid after the campaign. But you get 9 items. You get a keychain, you get a lot of cool stuff. Let's see what else you get. You get Digital 1, 200 pages from Gumroad, which is, okay, that's fine. Physical copy is $25 for just issue number 1. Digital copies of the whole 5 series is only $50. So if you just want to get the digital, that's a really affordable price. And then, of course, if you just want the books without the slipcase, it's only $99.
Nice.
The slipcase is costing you like $40. But you got to remember, when you get these books in those slipcases, it really helps. If they pack them right, you've got a really good, sturdy packing. You're not going to get damaged books in the mail as much.
Right.
And if anything does get damaged, it might be the slipcase. I'd rather have a slipcase that's damaged than a book.
Exactly. When I was working for Ivan Press, the books came individually packaged in like a record slipcase. So yeah,
That's cool.
yeah, they the books were the highest quality, and nobody ever got a damaged book. So I can vouch for that.
Yeah. So like again, there's 5 volumes. This is illustrated by David McLaurent, and really talented artist. I love this. Some of this stuff set in the age of the doofus. I mean, isn't that how it's pronounced? I don't know. Yeah, beautiful sentient doll crafted by the god Sedita. It just seems like it's a really well explored world build, talking about magic, talking about gods and mythology, and how this character is going to be developed and molded from these different factions. Yeah, so
And that's what I love about European comics and anime. They're not bound by recycling the same old thing. They're not bound by, the precepts and the concepts that we are. Like, there's no limit to what they can come up with and what they do. Like, they just explore every single idea.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That black and white silhouette looks great. If you scroll down a little bit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just give me a second.
Yeah.
Kind of reminds me of Ganon.
Yeah. What's funny is I'm going through, I just did a Wind Waker and Ocarina of Time with my daughter. We're going through a Twilight Princess now.
Nice. Very nice. Love me some Zelda.
This character was created from an alchemical accident by the demigod Otame and a mystical substance called Ordrine and a piece of candy.
That's what I mean. Like, come on. who comes up with this stuff, right? You know,
Yeah.
like I don't think any American comic would come up with that.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Well, except for Dan's.
yeah,
I wasn't offended, but thanks.
yeah. Well, I mean, there are people who come up with stuff like this, but again, we don't typically see it in the American market because the American, I hate to say it, but the majority, not all, but a majority of comic stores are basically superhero clubhouses.
Right.
You know, and you know, I mean, if you go into a store, comic store, and you ask about stuff that is just things that you think a comic shop should have, like Garfield or Calvin and Hobbes, and they'll give you dirty looks and say, "What do you want that for? We don't sell it."
Right.
You know, so it's like, you know, it's very difficult to find some of the things that we tend to explore on the crowdfunding campaigns, and it's hard, you know, because you've got to be fair to the retailers too. Every one of these books is, you know, if you're going to believe in it, you have to push for it and make an audience base for it. It's not just going to, you know, drop in your lap, you know. So you got to have people who are really going to market the stuff as well. So it's difficult.
Right.
But this is some really nice stuff, and you know, I'm kind of like just looking at the concept of it, and I don't know. I'm probably going to get the whole box set. You know, I mean, 135 for 5 books with 1,000 pages. I think that's a reasonable price.
And it's something that'll last.
Yeah. So I mean, that's a good one, I think, for us.
I'm glad they're also giving away the digital copies with the physical backing. Like that's what we do too. Like you shouldn't have to pay for a book twice, you know.
Right.
That's always nice when you see that.
And again, there's your Kickstarter address, and of course, that is listed in the description of this episode as well.
So is this like a media company? Or is it like they've got Netflix, they've got the game, and they've got the books? Like who are these guys?
Narrow Bellum is like an overseer, but have you ever heard of Magnetic Press?
No.
Okay. Let me think here. They're kind of a cross between, they're like European humanoids, but not as widely known as them.
Okay.
And like I said, they buy a lot of the European stuff that and bring that over to America and do translations and stuff like that. And I've done a lot of their books where the hardcovers are like $30 to $50 a book, you know, but they're worth it because you're getting 200, 300 page books. So,
Right.
all right. You need to let your dog out, Chris?
Nope. Angie's got it.
Okay, just making sure. Alrighty. But you know, let's see what the stretch goals say. Okay, they don't really say what they're going to do for the stretch goals because they've already reached the stretch goal. So yeah. So you know, he.
French. That explains it. French comics are great.
Yeah, they are.
Yep. And this guy inked Asterix.
Nice.
He went to work on Lucky Luke, Droopy, and Disney's Winnie the Pooh.
I've noticed that some like guys that did work for Disney are doing like indie comics now. Like it's like kind of recurring thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I have seen that. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. And so you know that's kind of where this is that French and Italian and other comics. And I love this. This project ships worldwide, so you're not going to have to pay any more for the EU or Canada or Australia if
That's
you
nice.
are.
And you know, if Disney guys are doing indie comics, they must be doing it for the literal piles of gold that we're sitting on, you know,
yes,
that are available in indie comics.
right. Now,
They might make more than they do at Disney, to be honest.
mm-hmm. These are translated, of course, and they're in the final stages of productions. And they're telling you that they'll be getting fulfilling the orders at the end of the year, which is pretty reasonable.
Man, they should just troll us all, but all the English ones for America should just say burger every word. It should just say like burger, 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 Van Halen, burger. Like,
like I said, they got over 300 published titles, so it's and they've fulfilled over 50 or nearly 50 similar campaigns over the past 10 years on Kickstarter. So
that's
I
cool.
think we can trust them to get the book done if it's going to be most likely.
Are they kind of like Ghost Machine over here?
They're better than Ghost Machine. Good Lord.
Well, I won't disagree with you there.
Ghost Machine is junk as far as I'm concerned.
Them's fighting words for Josh. Like, I didn't care for a Rook Exodus, but he really liked it. But maybe it's because of the art. That's a long pause, my friend.
Yeah. Like, I am art driven when it comes to comics. Like, I'm purely art driven. I can go through a crappy story if there's good art.
Yeah, that's how Josh is.
Whereas Lewis is the exact opposite.
That's
me and you, Lewis. I'm just not a fan of Jason Fabok that much.
Okay.
To begin with, and
as a person or a writer,
he's the artist.
Oh.
On Rook. Jeff Johns is the writer of all Ghost Machine.
Okay.
And the only one of the Ghost Machine titles that is even remotely readable to me is Junkyard Joe. And the other ones just, there's so much wrong with the world building. I could go on for days.
I'm glad you agree with me on that, because I was not impressed by Rook Exodus. I only picked up that one because there's a lot of talk about it, and I read it, and I was like, I don't care for this.
Yeah. Well, you probably heard about Geiger more.
Oh, yeah, they did Geiger. Yep.
And
that reminded me too much of Breaking Bad.
Well, it's not even just that. I mean, the character in the beginning of the story is outside of Las Vegas. I used to live there. You're going to blow a nuclear bomb right by our place. I'm like, no, that's not what would happen. This is what would happen instead. It's like your whole world doesn't make any sense.
Like zombies in Georgia.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Yep. It's like, yeah, I'm not going there. So it was like, yeah. I was just like, yeah. Whereas at least Junkyard Joe, yeah, I get it. You're taking your GI robot pitch that you didn't get through to DC and recycling it. That's basically what that is. I'm like, okay, at least I understand what you're doing. But anyway, let's go ahead and go on to the next one. You like dinosaurs?
Why not? I'm a boy,
I'm
right?
a fan. Yeah. Dinosaurs and cryptids.
Yep, this is Paleocene number 5 comic book. It has only got 95 backers. It's only got 13 hours ago. Let's refresh and see if this thing's got anybody back in this thing at all. Nope. Okay. I don't know if it's going to make its goal. With only 13 hours left. 66 million years ago, an asteroid impact wiped out most life on Earth. And how did our ancestors survive? Monkeys and other critters, and
This
I did
is
this
Watership
acting,
Down.
Yeah, it's almost through the lens of like Ren and Stimpy too. Like,
Yeah,
I like the art actually. I like the colors,
yeah,
but that's like kind of like Land Before Time meets Watership Down.
right?
yeah. Hey, now that's a good description.
Come on, kids, watch this movie. It's got cute rabbits.
Yeah, right.
That's
Well, I
all of
mean,
it.
I doubt they'll meet their goal, but I hope they'll at least they'll be able to fulfill it for those who have backed it.
Right.
Yeah. Um,
Joe, why does it look like Dr. Seuss did the artwork?
Hey, that's a compliment.
Yeah.
Dr. Seuss artwork is great.
yeah. No.
I like the art style. But I can see why some people may be turned off on it.
Yeah. I've got all 4 issues so far, so it's like, I've enjoyed the series so far. He redid the artwork in a new edition, and then he started doing the additional issues. And this issue starts at the end of issue 1, but from the sister's perspective, and she gets snatched from the hollow right in front of her brother's eyes, and we'll at last see her story as she makes her way through the savage wastelands. So it's like, yeah, this will be pretty wild. I mean, look at this. The animal's arm is tore off. It's quite cool, I think. They're being chased by different creatures, and there is some dinosaurs in it, but it's like it's like it happened right at where the dinosaurs were killed off by the asteroid, and this is like right after that.
So this is the rise of the mammalians.
Yeah. So. And you can get original artwork as well. I just love the facial expressions that he does for these creatures.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And of course, he talks about his process here. He does his pencils in Photoshop, composites everything in multiple layers, and then composites it and prints it out on Bristol board in no photo blue, which is kind of like, you've seen me do this myself on the show, Chris.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And we call them pre-inks, and that way you get different layers of stuff before you get an actual finished page.
Right.
So, it's an affordable alternative to art boards for anyone who wants the original physical artwork, and I get that.
Right. And physical art is like going the way of the dinosaur. So it's nice to see campaigns putting out, physical art.
Yep. And he's really into this sort of thing. He works as a paleo technician for the Wyoming Dinosaur Center. He's done numerous dinosaur comics, webs and minis. So there's like cool stuff. And here's another one: 3 Histories of the Human Body, a chapter on human evolution, and the anti-creationism book, God's Word or Human Reason, Inside Perspective on Creationism. There's something for you.
Nice.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's all kinds of stuff that he can do. And, of course, I did back this with the signed issue for $10, and that's a 28-page book. And that includes artwork that's not in the digital issue. Unfortunately, only 30 people have backed this. We need to get more people backing this one. A digital issue is only 5. So, I don't know. I think people should check this out. Get the digital collection, all of the stories, or a signed collection of all 4 issues. All 4, actually all 5, but 5. Of course, you got the Art Lovers bundle, which of course is the original art from the comic. You get a signed edition of the new issue, 3 posters, 4 stickers, a bookmark, and the sheet of pre-inks as part of the penciling process. So quite a bit of stuff there. And again, you get the Art Connoisseurs bundle as well. That's pretty good stuff, I think. And he uses Comics Wellspring as his printer, which is a decent printer. So I think, I've never had a problem with the book. I don't know why it's not getting where it normally gets. It's made its goal before every time, so it's kind of weird that this one hasn't made it. It's so far short.
And that's a shame.
Yeah, but we'll see. I wish he had more time, because then I'd get him on the show and promote it some more, but
Yep.
yeah, I just found it that it was like at the end, and because of course I'd already backed it. I backed it when it first came out. That's why I probably wasn't in my algorithm, because I'd already backed it. They
Right.
So, okay, we got one more to go, and that is another Indiegogo book that is in the process of funding, and that is Demifoot, the Urban Sasquatch. Now, this has got some time to it still. It's got 8,000 gold, much like the Paleocene, and they've only got 22, but they're got 28 days left, so at least there's a chance.
Yeah,
Heart
that's
Man,
about a month.
All Hero. What has it got? Well, as someone who's been doing a lot of animation, Chris, what should be the very end of that?
That is 100% AI. But hey, I can't blame them for it. It's an Indiegogo book. They're trying to get this done, so I cannot blame them for doing that.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't understand. I guess maybe the appeal. I never really care for the animation side of Indiegogo. Like, it's a comic book. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't. You're not getting a moving thing. That's
Right.
why I've never done it myself. It just kind of felt like it. I don't know. Maybe it grabs attention. I never dug it really.
Yeah, I hear you.
You could do some cool things with AI as far as motion comics.
Yeah.
It does pretty good with that. So
I think that'd be cool. Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to dabble into like motion comics, AI can definitely do that.
Well, Chris, what haven't you done?
Well,
I've heard like 3 or 4 careers so far.
Oh God, I've been a butcher. I've been like retail grocery store stuff. I was a nursing assistant. Yeah, and
you were in the Army.
I was in the Army. I'm the cook in the Army. Yeah, so I've done a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and then you started doing comics about 18 years ago.
Yeah, I have a degree in 3D animation
Nice.
or computer animation, and yeah, comics, coloring, video editing,
Yeah.
special effects.
What are you thinking about this, though, Chris? I mean, is this something that remotely interested you at all, or is?
It kind of does. I think this guy. What's our other Bigfoot book that we read? That we review?
Oh, Moonshine Bigfoot.
Yeah, Moonshine. I think this guy is a fan of Moonshine Bigfoot.
I don't know about that, but I mean,
Wasn't there one that was like Kung Fu Bigfoot or something like that?
yes,
Oh,
yes,
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
yes. That's. Geez, I actually ordered that. Karate Bigfoot, or Bigfoot Karate. Let me.
Yeah. And was Doug TenNapel did Bigfoot Bill, didn't he?
Yes,
Okay.
Bigfoot knows karate.
That's it. Yeah. Bigfoot knows karate. Yeah.
Yeah, and of course that's we actually promoted the first one on this channel from Dan Price, and for some reason he didn't get back with me to promote issue number 2. I'm not sure why, but
That's a shame.
You know, I mean, you know, number 1 was pretty good. So
We met a guy last time we were at Scratch and Spin that did a book called Bear Zerker.
right.
Yeah, you should get him on. His book looked pretty cool.
We've just keep missing each other, but I know who he is. I'm trying to figure out, is this a Gremlin, the car?
That very well could be.
Is it a Datsun?
It's like what in the world kind of car is this? It just kind of like this huge giant window. It looks like an AMC Pacer or a Gremlin or something. I don't know, but it was kind of weird to me.
But so is the book? Is he a monster? Is he a crime fighter?
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm not really sure.
I think it's Bigfoot as a superhero.
Yeah,
Okay.
maybe. I think it's more like the Hulk type thing. He wakes up in a new body and is like raging and not knowing where he is, basically, in a way. I think
Okay.
that's part of it.
I just call that Monday.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
You know, but it's like, oh, let me steal the moonshine and pour it down my freaking stuff. I don't know. But
I do like the art style, though. Huh?
Yeah.
I like that Zach Wilde's in this book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great page.
And then they're ripping out the car. That's a javelin. Okay. What is this? The 70s?
Maybe.
I guess.
If it's a 70s book, then say it takes place in the 70s.
That explains why the cars can withstand being hit by, a slight breeze.
Right.
Yeah. Let me rip out the whole engine here.
I used to deliver car parts a few years ago, and it's no joke, man. The slightest turn would destroy those things, like entire doors.
Yeah.
You had to drive so careful because our modern cars are such crap.
Oh yeah, they're made out of
No,
chewing gum and plastic.
Come on, man.
And prayer.
Yeah.
A T-shirt that's just the logo, but nothing else. And then you go and give me a lunchbox. I mean, couldn't you have at least put that on the shirt? Or am I being a jerk?
No.
And
I think
it's like not bad art. Like it's good art to put on a shirt.
Yeah, I mean, I think you should just put it on. I
they're
don't know.
probably saving printing costs or something, or
Yeah,
Yeah,
so,
I
I
don't
don't know. But that one I'm kind of iffy on. What about you, Chris?
I don't know. I'd pick it up. I'd give it a try.
Okay, so I don't know. But that is all of our reviews tonight, and all of our campaigns their links are listed in our description for the video. So last thing, what do we got in the box? Let's see.
What's in the box?
I was about to say it.
Uh-oh. We know what this is. This is going to be cool. If I can just get it out. There we go. Hey, kids.
It's a full book.
Cryptids. It's got it upside down. It's Hey Kids Cryptids, but actually it's the Perhaponaut. Choopy's Bad Day.
All right.
Are you guys familiar with Perhaponauts?
I am through you.
Right. But is Dan familiar?
No. I was just going to go do after you said it.
Well, this is kind of like X-Men with cryptids.
All right.
And Choopy, that's their Chupacabra guy. That's the guy with the red eyes there. Is kind of like their childlike Wolverine. And this is done by Todd DeZago and Craig Rousseau. And, of course, Craig is the guy who does Herculoids for Dynamite. And we've been kind of critical about him lately because he doesn't draw the faces in the book sometimes. But let's take a look at some of these characters.
All right.
We'll go ahead and do it this way. There we go. And, of course, you got Big the Bigfoot. That's their Beast character. You got Aricia. That's their Storm character. Molly the Ghost. That's their Shadow Cat. MG, which is kind of like their Gambit Cyclops version character. He can slide between dimensions, and he's got green sunglasses on right now, but he also wears red sunglasses like Cyclops. Of course, we mentioned Choopy, and then there's some other characters as well there.
My question is, Molly the Ghost, does she date everybody and give long lectures?
Yeah, well, that's a good question, isn't it? No, they did not ruin Molly yet.
Okay.
They didn't turn Kitty into dating every Peter in the Marvel universe, and then now she's sucked off every Peter in the Marvel multiverse. She's now a lesbian ninja pirate princess, coffee barista.
Yeah, I feel like the I hate using this term, but the Mary Sue-ification of Shadowcat doesn't get talked about enough.
Right.
Yeah, they ruined that character. Well, I don't think it wasn't a Mary Sue-ification so much as Warren Ellis did a Gary Stew with Peter Wisdom and turned the character into his sex doll.
Who among us hasn't done that?
As Warren Ellis is,
Didn't he get busted for some weird
funny part about
stuff?
This one?
Yes, he did.
This is hilarious. You know how we've been talking about how he doesn't draw the eyes?
Right.
Yeah.
He's not drawing noses in these. That's hilarious. So,
well, I guess it's better than Liefeld's feet.
yeah. I mean, that's just the one character. I mean, the other ones have noses, obviously.
Yeah.
At least he's consistent on that. That's interesting, though. But, yeah, I'm looking forward to reading this. And I got blank covers to draw on. So you've got sketches of Choopy or the other Haps. I'll do that. John's going to want that. John's our third co-host, and he's unfortunately not with us tonight because he's busy doing other things. And then here's another cover. That's really cool. How about that one?
Ooh, I like that one. Love the Technicolor.
Yeah. So, yeah, very happy with that. Very, very happy with these. And I'm going to be looking forward to drawing some sketches. I just got to figure out which ones. John's probably going to want to buy one, and I don't know what I'm going to do with the other one. And these were only $5.
Nice.
So, not like the $10, $15, $20, $30 books that you have been seeing on campaigns. So, very much cool. And what did I do with it? Okay, yeah. You got a little sticker called Hey Kids Cryptids. Perhaponaut.com.
There you go. That's very cool.
Yeah. So, it's kind of like X-Men meets Hellboy. That's what that is. It's like the BPRD. And that's part of why the reason for Happenauts kind of went weird, because originally they were with Dark Horse, but probably because the popularity of Hellboy, they were kind of like competing with each other, so they left Dark Horse, went to Image, had to go to crowdfunding, went to Scout, went back to crowdfunding.
They're everywhere. They're everywhere.
Yeah, what I want is like somebody to like pick these guys up and pay them a living wage so that, and get their books out in the real world, you know?
Right.
Because all these people who complain about the X-Men, I was like, this is your book that can replace your X-Men. They're your X-Men picks, in my opinion, or at least one of them. Especially if you're for the younger readers,
yeah,
that are not like if you want something for like they're 14 and under, 13 and under, where you don't want all the kids talking about their sex lives all the time. That this is the one you should pick up, in my opinion. So that's all we got for tonight. We want to thank Dan for joining us.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Godfelluniverse.com is the store. And there you go. There's the link again.
Go buy some stuff. Yeah, we're always going to be putting out awesome stuff for people. Like, we're finishing our series. We don't, like I said, we don't put it on the site for sale. We don't put it on Indiegogo unless it's done. We have a proven track record, and I mean, I'm going to do it until I die. Like, that's our goal, is just fill out this universe, and that's it.
Whoop. My mouse is being annoying. Doesn't want to let me finish. No, that's not what I want you to do. Oh. Here we go. All right. No, that's not the right one. This is the right one. There we go. Thursday. Assuming that we are able to do the show, because for those who don't know, my father's got some medical stuff going on Thursday morning. So if all goes well, Thursday evening, tentatively scheduled, we'll be reviewing the following books. Let's see what Joey. Yes, I do remember the Next Men. In fact, if you look, well, hold on a second. If you look behind me, up there, or behind me at the top, the blue frame, is an actual page from 2112, the precursor to the X-Men from Byrne.
Like Rush 2112?
Yep. And then the two black side by side to the right of me is a cover to Next Men number 8 and the page where Sathanas kills the hooker. Because it was the only page I could get of Sathanas from the color guide. They were all sold out, unfortunately. I wanted a different page, but that's
Burn.
That's not Byrne's fault. Anyway, July 17th, we're going to cover the graphic novel Settle. We're going to cover Batman Gotham by Gaslight, League of Justice, Slasher's Apprentice number 3. Did we already cover number 2?
Yes.
Chris? Okay,
yes.
So number 3. Toxic Avenger, I think it's a new number 1. Buried Long Ago, number 2 and 3. Dark Regards. Did we cover number 2 on that, or just number 1 so far?
I think it was number 1.
Okay, so we got 2 and 3 to cover on that one. Impossible to Love, which is the newest Impossible Jones book. And John should be joining us with a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Saturday morning as well. And so quite a bit of stuff to talk about. But keep your talons and feathers crossed that everything goes well with the medical appointment on Thursday morning, so we can do the show in the evening. And then on Friday, the 18th, again tentatively scheduled.
Kroll.
Yes, we are reviewing the classic.
You're just gonna say it's awesome, and then that's it.
Yeah, but how well will this film stand to the test of time? Well, Chris and I will let you know.
This is one of the few movies that I think should be remade.
I was gonna rewatch Excalibur tonight until I got the call for this.
Well, that's a good film too. But that's what's going on for the rest of the week. And so if you want to reach out on social media to us, Facebook, Lewis.BrightRaven. The Muskrat channel, as I call it, at LewisBrightRaven2. You can see more of my artwork at deviantart.com/BrightRaven. And that's my artwork, Dan. If you haven't noticed, that's actually my art with Chris's colors.
Yeah.
You've been watching Quoth the Raven, Lewis Bright Raven exclusively on YouTube. If you have questions, comments, recommendations, or suggestions of stuff you'd like Chris and I and John to review, Quoth the Raven LBR72 at gmail.com is the place. And if you have commissions, anything like that, same address. And if I don't get back to you, try LewisBrightRaven at yahoo.com. And Chris, what do you have going on Saturday?
This Saturday on Glass House Presents Throwing Stones, we are going to be talking distribution. And we have a Phil of Philbo Distributions. And we're hoping to get, what is it, GVC2, what is it?
Milton Group of ICV2.
ICV2, thank you, yes. I reached out to him, so we're hoping to get him as well.
Okay.
And yeah, so it's going to be all about distribution.
Okay, and of course, we had Phil on the channel last week.
Yes, we did.
But Dave's going to give a little more. David, that's David Campiti. David's got a little more historical background. While I did some stuff in the 90s, he goes back to the 80s for distribution and production and stuff. So
I think David started this when he was like 5.
I was gonna say, is it like drugs? Like,
yeah, but yeah, it was quite interesting when you did that. But anyway, I mean, I started at 13, but that's beside the point.
like the Jim Shooter of distribution. Like,
yeah, right, yeah.
No, not that. No, David did Innovation Comics, and he worked on other people's stuff for before Malibu, the collections.
He was with Red Giant. He did a lot of stuff. Yeah. So
yeah.
He's been everywhere.
Yeah. But yeah, it's that sort of thing. But what I'm saying is he had experience with all the different distributors there were before we had the Diamond Monopoly.
Right.
Whereas I came in just as that was happening, and as far as working in the mainstream.
Chris is doing ASMR over here.
Yep. He's got to get that ice.
Yes.
I only drink ice water, Chris. I can't drink just like normal lukewarm water.
Nope.
Yep.
Same here. It's got to be cold.
So again, that if you have other questions for those guys, ghthrowingstones@gmail.com. Again, that's Saturday at 1 p.m. Is that correct?
Yes, Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Okay, and that's on YouTube, Glass House Throwing Stones. Alrighty, that's all for our show tonight, folks. We appreciate you watching. We'll see you next time. Quoth the Raven.
Nevermore.